painting behind you, Anthony, with its ribbons of blue. Could you tell us about it?
Yeah, this painting is called Vedova, and I made it in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
And I was motivated by it's an homage to an artist, Emilio Vedova, who's Venetian, and I was particularly interested in him because he acknowledged that abstract art, he was politically engaged, and he acknowledged that abstract art was the only way that art could be politically engaged if it was abstract. So I thought, oh wow, that's interesting. Mm-hmm. So I made this painting to him as a homage, and also because, and most importantly, he was an anti-fascist, and he worked with the resistance during the Second World War, and he exhibited with Milanese anti-fascist groups, Corrente, the association called Corrente, and in 1946, other members of Corrente, of the Corrente group, wrote the manifesto Ultra Guernica, and they were associated with Picasso. Mm. So I thought that, and also I was also looking at the nature of what is political art, and I was looking at an example of Picasso and Guernica here, and he was commissioned by the Spanish government to make a painting for the World Fair, and he'd left it for a long time, and a couple of sources I read was that he was stuck for ideas, or he took an exceedingly long amount of time to make a painting. Picasso, right? And so, and when you think about it, it's a massive painting. It's like, Guernica is like 7.5 by 3.5 meters, and he left it and he painted it in a month. And he painted it in a month because he made a reaction to the bombing of Guernica under Franco, and he made this, and he made it in Paris as well, and he made this painting which is huge and such a powerful painting from Picasso. And I was also interested in this. So where does the origin of the political come? And so I was looking at history and looking at other artists that have done things along the same lines. I was thinking, yeah, cool. So his reaction birthed a painting that has such power in it, and I'm interested in that.
And it underscores the idea we've spoken about, that art should have an opinion.
I think so. I think that it should have an opinion, but it has an opinion by default.
Yes.
Yeah.
Expressing ideas. And it's a very flowing painting behind you with streaks of different coloured paints.
Yeah. And
varnished. But will you tell us your process in creating this?
Yeah, I sometimes I pour paint. There's enamel on there. So, and again, it's actually Rippolin paint. It's a paint that Picasso used, and other modernists. But I was drawn to that because it gives a sheer surface, and it's easy to apply, and it dries quickly because of the nature of the paint. It dries quicker than oil paint, and when you mix it with oil paint, it makes the oil paint dry quicker as well. So I was interested in this experimentation and making paintings in a different sense. And then when you use the Rippolin with it, it gives a surface which is 100% shiny, and it's interesting, different finish. I'm interested in experimentation.
Yes. Yes, this is with all the flowing colours, and the blue is particularly expressive.
Yeah, some of them are done with brushes, and others are done with rags, because it is a different touch with a wet soak rag, and a different touch with a really wet loaded brush. And
the lines, you can see the lines. An instrument was used to create some of the.
Yeah, that's the same. That's the same grouting tool.
Yeah.
So there's a hierarchy of material and there's a hierarchy of implements. So the brush is the more bourgeois implements, the more brutal, more common day instruments are the ones that tradesmen use. But the thing is, you can achieve any effect that you want with the different tools that you want. It is 100% up to the artist.